Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? In a different location today because a couple of reasons. My kids were at an all-nighter last night, so they're sleeping in the living room. My husband's sleeping in our bedroom, which is where I normally film. So, excuse me. So it's a little echoey in here, but I'm several rooms away from my family. It's a little dark. I actually brought my tripod light ring thingy. But I was thinking of going outside, but it's almost too bright outside. So I'm like, I'll just go in the back room. And but I didn't bring the cord or the remote to plug it in to use it for the lighting. So um, anyway, so this is where I'm at. So hopefully it's not too dark, and hopefully you can hear me, and it's not too echoey, but it is what it is. But so how's everyone's week been? I hope you all have been doing well. Has anyone watched the coronation? I've been watching it this morning. Like, I did have to go pick up my kids from their all-nighter, but I got up early this morning, and like it was like just starting when I got up, so that was really exciting. So I watched a little bit, had some breakfast, went to pick up my kids, and came back and watched the rest of it. Like, I just watched everyone come out on the balcony and stuff. And I know everyone has their own personal opinions about the royal family. Some are really negative, some are really positive. But I just enjoy watching that kind of thing. I'm not making any political statements or anything like that. I just enjoy seeing history. It's history happening, and I just find it intriguing. I just find it very, very intriguing. And actually later today, Josh and I are going to be watching the Kentucky Derby. That is something we do every single year. Like, we love watching the Derby. We make up special food for it. Like, in years past, I've actually looked up different recipes that are like actually legitimately made at the Kentucky Derby. I've tried that open sandwich. I forget what it's called. I made that pergoo. Is that what it is? I think I made bourbon balls. I've made, oh gosh, I think a Kentucky pie. I've tried different things. So over the years, some recipes were like, yeah, definitely got to make this again. Others are like, no. I think the one recipe that I don't want to ever make again is that Benedictine sauce or whatever, or dipping, whatever. Did not care for that. Unfortunately, did not care for that. But I think today what we're going to end up doing is I have like a pork butt, loin, whatever, in the crock pot. So we're going to do pulled pork, and I'm going to make that pimento cheese stuff. I still have to go to the store and get some bread to go with that. And I haven't figured out a dessert yet. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. Usually with any kind of Kentucky Derby dessert, you basically have anything with, as long as it's got bourbon, chocolate, and walnuts or pecans. It's a nutty, chocolatey, bourbon soaked whatever. So not quite sure what I'm going to do yet for that. So we'll see how that goes. I actually did buy a vintage or antique, I'm not sure which, horse cookie cutter. So I might actually whip up some cookies and do cutouts and just do that today. It's not exactly a traditional, like a traditional dessert, but maybe I can slap on some chocolate and some walnuts and call it good. But so looking forward to that. We just love watching that. We'll watch it all afternoon and all the races leading up to it. So it's been a busy day for me between getting up early and the coronation, and then, you know, with the Derby. So it's a great day. But anyway, I got a few items this week while thrifting, and although I didn't do any footage of walking around the stores, I did want to do a video of a few random things that I got. A couple things were not, the one item was actually from Home Goods, but I'm going to show you anyway because it's cute and I want to show you guys. I just have fun showing you guys items, and I just kind of felt like doing a video this weekend. I like the idea of doing vlogs, but sometimes I feel like I'm just going to be really boring. I'm not sure what I want to talk, or I do know what I want to talk about, but I don't always feel like I'm the most eloquent, and I want to talk about things that are fun or interesting, and sometimes I feel like the things I want to talk about may not be very fun. So anyway, today I actually have a few things to show you, and sometimes it happens. Sometimes I'll go through a thrift store and I'll find like one item, and a couple days later I'll find a couple more items, and the next day I might find one item, but it's not at a thrift store. It's, you know, so I have a little pile. Like, if I had done a video of all the places I walk through, it might not have been very interesting. So I figured this morning I'll do a little bit of a vlog, a little bit of a haul, and just kind of hang out with you guys. I know I have a lot of new subscribers, and I really appreciate that. So thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you for liking the videos, those who like the videos as well. I don't want to be a YouTuber that's constantly begging for subscriptions. Like, I don't want to be like that. But I also do appreciate them, and I'm glad I get them. Like, I like to see the numbers go up. Like, my goal would be to grow my channel. And for those of you who are newer, My name is Holly, and I live East Coast or Pennsylvania on the East, and I live here with my husband and my 2 children. You might see my husband every once in a while. I don't really want to show my children just for safety reasons, but we are keep busy and everything. And I started up this YouTube channel because it was one thing I haven't done yet. I enjoy trying new things, but I don't always have the best record of sticking with them. I've sold on eBay, I've sold on Etsy, I had a vintage booth for a while. Like, I like to try things, and I've always, for years, I've enjoyed watching YouTube, and I just thought it'd be a really fun thing to do, and I wanted to create a channel that was fun and relaxing. Like, I enjoy watching a little bit of everything. So sometimes when I'm stressed out, I'll watch YouTubers that are more lighthearted. They're just family stuff or crafts, or people who live in odd places in the world. And then sometimes I follow things that are news, or I follow things that are maybe on the heavier side. And I know for myself, I want to keep it light. There's enough heavy stuff in the world. And I'm going to I think I'll just go ahead and dive in some of the items that I got. And the one thing I got, and I actually want to not explain, but talk about a little bit. I got this really cute tile the other day. I found a new antique shop. So I think it's in Wernersville, and I think it's made in Spain. And I really wanted to do a video in this lady's shop. Isn't that cool? I just love old tiles, and not just any tile. Like, I'm specific. Like, you can say you like flowers, but like, you don't want every flower. You like ice cream, but you don't like every ice cream. Maybe I'm being way too general, but anyway. But if I see something that really catches my eye, I love the idea of tiles and displaying them. So I just thought that was cool. I had to clean it up because it was dirty. It's not real big. They actually had like 6 or 7 of different pictures, but like this size and these colors, in a red cabinet in this particular antique store, and everything in the cabinet was like 50% off. So this was $5. It came to $2.50, $60 something. So the reason what I want to talk about with that is this antique shop was so cool. It's like right on like I'd say Main Street, but a main street is right in the corner. I don't think they have a parking lot. There's a parking lot nearby, but it's just for the tenants in the nearby buildings. So I had to do street parking, but fortunately it was a quiet morning, so I found a spot. But when I got in there, the lady was trying to help an older gentleman get a taxi, and she was busy on her phone, and I didn't want to bother her with asking to film, so I just didn't. And which worked out, because my first time walking through this particular antique shop was really nice. I loved a lot of the items in there. I had a great feel and vibe. Like, do you ever just walk into a store and you just feel, oh, this feels so cozy, it feels at home, like it just feels like I had a good feel, good vibe. So I really enjoyed walking around there, and so I do hope maybe next week I'll go and try and do some footage of that, because she has like a front porch area. It's like this big old building, looks like a big old house, and there's tons of stuff outside. Overall, like, I felt like, and I think there's different vendors in it. I think this lady runs it or owns it, I'm not sure. So then it might be all run by her, or it could be like little spaces that rented out by the different vendors. But I will have to do a video for you guys, because it's a really, really neat place. And if I can get her permission, I would love to show it to you. And the front porch area, it's just, oh, I love it. There are quite a few things I wanted to buy. Oh, I know what I was starting to say is that I feel like some of the prices were fair and some of them were a little high. For me, again, you have to remember, I'm cheap. I like things really cheap. I'm the kind of girl who wants like the thrift store prices and the flea market prices. So if I see something's a little high, keep in mind, like, I like things on the cheap side. But also I do try to be fair with like what, like, I'm aware for the most part of what things go for retail. So I do keep that in mind when I say these things. I feel like a lot of the prices were actually fair. A couple of them were retail or a tad higher. So I'll put it that way. But hopefully I get to go in there here soon. Trying to figure out what next to show you guys. I'll show you what I got at the thrift store yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Everything is like wedged. This one thing, I'll show you. Actually, this one item you've already seen in I think one of my previous videos. I showed this to you, and I'd forgotten to buy it, so I went back and it was still there, so I bought it. So I got the brass magazine holder, which is probably hard to see. Maybe I can hold it over here, but you get the idea. I already own 2, but they all look different. They're like different styles, and I don't have this style. And I love the brass balls. You can see even the feet. I'm trying to get close here. These things are sturdy. They're heavy. You can put books or whatever in them. So this one was $6.99. So $7. I was really happy with that. It's decent, and they don't make them like that anymore. At least I don't think. I shouldn't say that. It's not like I go out hunting to make sure things are made the same. But I really do love it, and I'm happy with that. Also, right next to it, I found this. It's a drink holder. It's like a vintage brass. You have to kind of open it up like this. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, it's how do you work? Oh, sorry. I'm trying to show you on camera, and I'm like focusing a little bit too much on this and not on what you guys are seeing. But anyway, but yeah, you can put up to 8 glasses in there. Can you see that okay? You can put up to 8 glasses in there, so that's cool. That's kind of nice too, because a lot of times when the weather gets nice, we'll eat outside our back porch. So this way we can just carry the glasses out, carry the iced tea or whatever in a pitcher, and like it makes it way safer to carry your glassware around. Plus, it does display beautifully, I have to say. Oh, and that was $2.99, so $3. Not too bad, right? I'm actually very happy with that. I can kick myself. Years ago, I had a real nice one, and I think I paid the same amount, and then I sold it. And then a while later, my husband was like, it'd be nice to have one of those. We could have on our shelf with the glasses in it. I'm like, yeah, why didn't I keep that? Anyway, so, and then I got these Vans slip-on sneakers. These were $10, $9.99. I always like these. I know they're common. I know like everyone and their brother owns them, but I always like them. I like the idea of a slip-on sneaker. I actually have a pair of these that I bought a while back, but they're not black and white. They're, it's black and like this iridescent rainbow shiny color. And I wore those all the time. And they got dirty and I have to clean them out. So I stick them in our mudroom, and they've been out there since last season, like last summer. So I really need to go clean this out. But I do love these. It's especially this time of year when you're walking around in the summer. It's just nice to quick throw on a pair of shoes, slide your foot in, and call it good. So for $10, I don't think it's too bad. It is a little dark in here. I'm sorry. I was trying to open these curtains. I'll show you what I was thinking of doing. I was going to open the curtains. The sun is literally like right down to my face if I open this. See? It's bright and hurts my eyeballs. So it's like, yeah, you get the light, but it's a little too much. Oh, now it's really dark. Oh, my phone's like trying to figure out what the heck to do with that. Maybe I should have put this in front of me, but it's not really bright though. It's like the most dim lamp. Do you like my wall behind me? It's something I made. It's love it or hate it. I don't really care if you don't care for it. It's fine. But I actually got a bunch. I'm going to lose my sweater. I'm roasting. I actually got a bunch of Life magazines a while back. I think like at a flea market. And I just in love with the old vintage ads. So maybe at the end of this video, I'll show you the wall a little bit. We have our desk here and papers. It's a little messy in here. This is our kind of our junk room where everything kind of just gets thrown. So it's not the cleanest. Like you can see, it's got papers, and the rest of the room's a mess. I store flower pots I'm not using, old paint cans and light fixtures and boxes, and there's bubble wrap over there. It's just a mess. But anyway, I will show you the wall. Anyway, this is a room that we don't really use. It's kind of like an office, but I wanted to kind of have a room where I had like a wall I could do something fun. So I completely, I wonder if I can kind of show you a little, it'll be backwards, maybe I can show you a little bit. But I kind of filled the wall. I'll show you later. It'll be better if I show you later. But I basically just filled the wall with whole page ads from these old Life magazines. And I love it. I just made up my own Mod Podge. And I brushed on the wall, put the paper on it, brushed it over the paper. As you can see, it's wrinkled. I tried my hardest to get the wrinkles out, and some of them looked flat and straight, and then as they dried, they wrinkled. It's like, oh, thank you. But I love it. Like, I just love coming in here and looking at them. I'll have to show you here at the end because it's kind of fun. But anyway, so okay, that's all the thrifted stuff. The next 2 items are newer items. And these were the most random things. I saw them and at 2 different places. I saw them and I had to buy them. So this one I got at Home Goods. It's been unraveled. Hold on a second. It's like all wrapped up. See? So actually, I'll show you. Oh, peach. Oh, that's nice. You keep it for me. Okay. Most random thing, but I bought a mushroom. A big, heavy, chunky mushroom. But look at it. It's like this cool shine. And we're getting into spring, into nice weather, and I am dying to get outside. Like, I'm ready to pull out the outdoor furniture, get the hummingbird feeder out, get the potted flowers out. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm going to buy a bunch of zinnias this year. I'm going to plant around the yard. So I have flowers all summer, and I can put them in vases. And I'm like, we have a little tiny patio area where I want to put a little wicker chair and stuff. And how cute would this be, like in the corner, maybe with a pot of flowers or something, or like in a garden with the zinnias. So this was $16.99. So it was the most random thing. I wasn't even planning on buying a mushroom. I wasn't thinking of buying a mushroom. And then I bought one, and it's so cute, and I love it. It's just precious. The next item I got was actually at a, I don't know if you call it an antique shop, because I think it's more of a craft shop where people will rent out a section and then sell all the craft stuff. But there are some antique things. I don't know what you call it. I think the place is called Mayfield or Noble or something like that. Anyway, I walk in and this greets me at the door. It's another mushroom. Isn't it cute? I just love it. And this was $22. But when I went to pay for it, the lady didn't have the exact change, so she made it just 20. So she's like, sorry, I don't change. She's like, I think it's the owner's anyway. She said, so I'll just tell them I give you a discount. So again, this is more like a terracotta, I think, because it's like orangey and it's hollow, but it's still heavy. Like, it's still hefty. But yeah, I just love it. I just love it. So again, with the blue mushroom, you can just picture these out in the yard. Oh, it's so cute. I love it so much. And of course, if you're familiar with me a little bit, you know I love Alice in Wonderland stuff. So Alice in Wonderland, you know, any story, it's got the mushroom, it's got, you know. So how cute is that? Oh, I just love it. Like 2 little mushrooms. I'm hoping it'll be safe outside. I think it will, because it's shiny and everything with the lighting. The lighting is poor in here. I know, I'm sorry. But the next video I will try and do better. But I just wanted to do this video. Everyone's sleeping, the house is quiet, and I didn't feel like being quiet. I feel like chatting, and I wanted to show you guys this stuff. So, and I just kind of felt like talking about the coronation. That was so cool. Let me get this out of the way here. Oops, let me get there. So yeah, I feel like there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. Nothing serious, of course, but I can't remember what they were. But I'm already 17 minutes in, so there's no reason to, you know, belabor this and make it longer than it needs to be. But does anybody watch the Kentucky Derby? Like, do you have traditions? Like, if you do, let me put it that way. If you do watch it, do you do traditions? Do you make bets? Do you make like certain drinks or food? I would love to hear how you watch it and enjoy it. And maybe you don't, maybe you could care less, and that's fine. It's kind of funny because I was only vaguely aware of the Kentucky Derby. And then a few years back, Josh had said about watching it. I'm like, yeah, sure. And I kind of got into it. Like, I'm not into animals or horses. I'm not an animal person. But there's something about seeing those horses run, and I get emotional every single time. I don't know what it is, but seeing those magnificent animals with their strength and their speed, and they know why they're there. They know what they have to do, and they pull it out, and they just, every time, it just, gets the feels. But I'm an introvert, so like the weirdest things make me feel emotional and tear up, which I wasn't that way as a teenager. Like, my daughter's in her teens, and she just says she never really feels like emotional about stuff. Like, I get it. I was that way in my teens and 20s. You know, nothing, you know, dying puppy, dry eye, you know, whatever. But, you know, now it's just like I watch a commercial. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so touching. It's so great. It's like, pull it together, Holly. It's a commercial. It's how they get you, you know. But anyway, so I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that. So that'll be fun. So it's been kind of cool too with the whole coronation. I've been getting more and more excited. I got the coronation mug the other day, which I did not use this morning. I wanted to use, but I was afraid to put a hot beverage in it. I was gonna put my coffee in it, and then I was like, oh, if I have to heat it up, I have to put it in the microwave. And it's an old mug. I don't want it to break. I'm like, watch, this thing's been around for 100 years, and on my watch, or look at my watch, whatever. Like, while it's in my possession, I break the darn thing. So I'm just gonna use it as display. But I really would like to get another coronation mug. Sorry, I was laughing because the other day I was scrolling through eBay because I'm like, you know what? It'd be kind of fun to have like a collection of coronation mugs. My husband doesn't get my interest in this. He completely zero interest in the coronation, the royals, anything like that. He completely care less. I like it. Like, I remember like growing up, my mom loved Diana. She just thought the world of her. Because I remember when Diana passed away, watching the I think I watched not when it originally happened, or the funeral, but I watched the funeral later with my mom. She watched it. She got up early, was watching it live, and then I remember later on watching it myself, and seeing like Elton John sing and everything, and seeing everyone sad. Oh, I remember bits and pieces of it because I was a teenager at the time, but really sad and everything. But it's interesting as I've learned more about the royal family in particular and different things. You know, your feelings on people change when more and more true stuff comes out. But again, that's all hearsay because we don't it's between them and God who they are. At the end of the day, it's not our business. But I get interested in hearing the stories and stuff, I have to confess. But I try not to hold people to what I hear, because any of us, if someone talks about us behind our back, for good or bad, they may or may not be 100% correct. And so I just try to keep, everything I hear with a grain of salt. But at least I try to. But anyway, so all that to say that just this whole week leading up to the coronation, a couple different YouTubers I've watched about it, and they're talking about it and all the plans and all that. So it's been really fun. I really enjoyed it. And did you watch the coronation? If you watched the coronation, I'd love to hear about it. If you don't, I know a lot of people. This is my brain, sorry. I started to laugh and tell you something, and then I forgot. I got sidetracked. So I'm scrolling through eBay. Sorry. This is my brain. Scrolling through eBay, looking at coronation mugs, thinking I might get a collection. I find my way back to this. And I see this mug, and it has King George and Queen Mary on it. But the person wrote Queen Elizabeth on it. And it bothered me. And I'm not one to go around correcting people, but at the same time, it was bothering me a little bit. I'm like, well, maybe I'm doing them a favor, letting them know. Maybe they're not familiar with it. And, what if someone buys this from them, realizing, and they get it back and they realize it's the wrong thing? You could get a bad review for having wrong information. Granted, as a buyer, you should do your homework, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so I messaged this person, and I'm like, oh, just so you know, I said, the mug's really nice. But just so you know, it's actually Queen Mary, not Queen Elizabeth, just so you're aware. I was really nice about it. In fact, I took a screenshot of it. I'll erase the person's name and everything, because I don't want to publicly bash somebody who I don't even know who they are. That's not fair. But they wrote back something about basically they were not, were not into the royal family at all. They just didn't care. But their response made me laugh. So maybe I'll share that on here, so you can see what they said to me. But anyway, so that was, I got a kick out of it. Okay, they didn't change it. They didn't. It's like, okay, that's fine. So your thing. But anyway, so yeah, coronation's now not over and done. I love seeing everyone all dressed up. Everyone looks so great, and it was neat seeing all the people there. I would not want to be part of the crowds. I am like, from the comfort of my home. I do get the idea of like the experience of being there. Like, that's history. That's to literally be there. I get it. Like, I get it. But all the crowds, the people in the rain today, oh my gosh. No thank you. No thank you. I don't think so. But it was neat seeing like different people who got interviewed and stuff, and got to be there. And it said about in the past they wanted to be at these events, so they finally made it to one of these events. Everyone's sopping wet and stuff, but they didn't care. They're just having fun. And it's their country, it's their history. Why not be there? Anyway, I feel like I've exhausted that subject, so I'm going to end that there. I think what I'm going to do is end this, but I do want to quick show you the wall that I did. It's a little dark in here, so it might be hard to see, but it's just something that I had so much fun doing, and I enjoy. So I'll quick show that to you. But I hope you're all doing well. Again, thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to everyone who watches and who likes my videos. Thank you for the comments, because that actually does help the channel to grow, supposedly. I think the more comments you get, whatever, YouTube notices that there's like activity and stuff. So from what I understand. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Have a good weekend. If you watch the Kentucky Derby, enjoy it. If you don't, enjoy your weekend anyway. I'll see you guys later. And I'll say bye here, but I am gonna end with just the shot of this wall. So, okay, bye. Okay, this is just some of the ads that I've glued on. This is definitely not for everybody, and this is not in a main room that people are in, so, there are a few old, like alcohol bottled ones. There's a lot of those in these magazines. And they're cigarettes. Oh my gosh, let me see if I can find you a cigarette one. Oh, here, right here. See, a lot of those. This is the candy. I wanted to have a variety. So I have like some industrial ones for whatever this is. And then I have this one, which is, I don't even know what this one is. But I like the vintage furniture. I do a lot of car ones. I gotta watch where I'm stepping here. Hold on, I'm gonna quick pause this. Okay, I had to watch where I was stepping because I'm like going around a chair here. So I have a few car ones. I love the food ones. I mean, it looks kind of gross, but it's still fun. I got that one. I got the VW Bug one because, I mean, why not? Look at this, look at this. Don't let the low price scare you off. I got the VW Bug one because, I mean, why not? Look at this, look at this. Don't let the low price scare you off. Look at this, look at this. Don't let the low price scare you off. Look at this, look at this. Don't let the low price scare you off. Look at this, look at this. Don't let the low price scare you off. That's the price of a new Volkswagen. $1,500. Can you imagine? Jeez. Oh, the old Christmas one. Oh, it's for Jell-O. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at Santa definitely had some, didn't he? He had some Jell-O. He likes Jell-O. Price break from all the heavy cookies. And then you have the 7-Up. Oh, look at these. Oh, I gotta watch my step. In this room, I'm telling you, this room's a junk room, so I really gotta watch my step. And these really old sofas. Isn't that cool? Look at those. Aren't these awesome? Ugh. Which one would you buy? I think I like that top one, the turquoisey one. But that one, like this one, actually looks a little bit more comfortable though, doesn't it? I like that. These are nice, but they don't have like arms on the side. Like, I don't know if I care for that. You got an old typewriter. You got, ooh, gonna zoom in on these. Got the cake one. Betty Crocker. Look, or booze. Grandma likes her 7-Up. What is she saying? Let's zoom in here. I forget. From where I sit, nothing does it like 7-Up. Okay, Grandma. Oh, I like this. There's a couple kitchen ones. I purposely put them in just for the old appliances or the old furniture. Like, look at that. Am I too zoomed in? But you have to see it though. Look at the view. I don't know. Can we do a laundry room with nice big windows like that? That'd be awesome. Hey, I'd just be happy to have a laundry room though. Like, truly. You got some Hunt's ketchup. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit and scroll down just... Oh yeah, look at the old... Oh, I think the reason I saved this one because I think there's a piece of Pyrex in the oven. Let's see. Oh yeah, look. Yeah, the big oval snowflake Pyrex dish in the oven. That's a lot of stuff in that oven. I feel like that would take a long time to cook, but that's really neat though. All right, so scrolling out, or no, zooming out and then going down. And then we have Brock's candy. Does anybody remember these? I remember... Let's find the nuggets. I remember these in the grocery store, the jelly nuggets. Do they even make those anymore? I don't think I've seen them. And then you have Kentucky Mints, chocolate ripple nuggets. Look at that. Oh, I love that picture. Isn't that so cool? I was gonna say sweet and cool, so if it came out weird, I don't know. But look at the, it's so frustrating. I wish I would have, there are ways, I might have rushed just a little bit on those, but. Oh look, you got more cigarette ads, good grief. Don't smoke, people. It's bad for you. I'm just saying that for YouTube. I have to admit, I do on occasion enjoy smoking a little bit of a cigar with my hubby, but you know, that's to each his own. I'm not condoning that. I'm not condoning that. Let's see what else is in here. Look at pause this and look at the wall because I forget what else I have. Okay, I've got some Lorna Doones. Love those. They actually still make those. Those are really good. I highly recommend those. I remember one time, I think it's when I got my I had a surgery or something. I was in the hospital for it was like an in and out thing, not a big deal. And they wanted you to eat something before you left, and they gave me Lorna Doones. And I'll tell you what, those suckers, oh, they're great. I love them. Oh yeah, little TV. Look at this. And then I'm scrolling slowly. You got the soft pus, stronger than tissues, more absorbent than cotton, never a hint of lint. And you have how to make a daiquiri. I just love this picture because it just looks so good with like the condensation on the outside and the ice cubes. And then let's go over here. I'm watching my steps. Sorry, I'm trying to go slow here because I don't want to get. I like this one too. You get the General Electric refrigerator and the little boy. I guess he's stealing strawberries. Hold it steady, Holly. Hold it steady. Yeah, I think that's what it is. But look at that. Look, there's like old Corningware in there. Okay, don't zoom in too much, Holly, because then it gets fuzzy. But look at all the stuff she has in her fridge, and it's so organized and nice. But anyway, let me see if I can find a couple more things. I might just call it there. Oh, I feel like I need to zoom out a little bit more, but I guess I'm just standing really close. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna end with these guys. I'm not gonna show you the whole wall, which I've shown you enough of it, but just thought these were fun. Look at Philip Morris. Look at that. I love these old ads. And a not politically correct one. But that was the time period. So you have like chocolate chips. I thought I had an Oreo one here somewhere. Where's my Oreo one? I guess I don't. Okay. I'll end with the hymn. Have a couple like inspirational ones like that. So oh, see, I keep seeing this. I keep wanting to show you guys. All right, one more, then I'm gonna call it. Okay. I end with this. The lighting's horribly poor anyway, so I will end it here. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you have a good week. I'm hoping that I will see you next week. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, have a good one. Take care. Bye.